Hi there, YouTubers. Bexarprepper here. And who do I have at my house?
Bexarprepper.
Tonight we're making soap in Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah.
So we're making hot process soap?
Right, hot process soap. And the difference between hot process soap and cold process soap is hot process soap, you can use it the minute the process is done and hardens, whereas cold process soap, you have to let it sit for 3 weeks.
Okie dokie.
So you ready?
We're ready.
Alright.
We're going to show you what we're going to do. Okay, so here we go. This is what we've got. We've got the crayon for coloring. We're going to be making plantain soap and some plain soap, scented plain soap. So what we've got in here is dried, ground plantain. It's ground into a fine powder. We've got 100% lye, distilled water, coconut oil, scent, water, and lye, and we got our coconut oil and the lard in a big bucket here. And so Bear is gonna, since I'm out of rubber gloves.
And Bear doesn't have a problem with lye and water for some reason.
But Pet does.
But Pet has a really bad problem with it. Now remember, no.
Water into lye, you will die.
Oh, that's what I'm going to do. And it gets hot rather rapidly. Boom. And only do that if you go the other way. Now, once you've used a container for lye, you don't want to use it for anything else, okay? And you're just going to stir this until your lye dissolves. It's getting very, very hot.
Wow. It's working this time. When we did it in Texas, we had bad lye.
Yeah.
And our soap didn't turn.
Alright, it's mixed up. So now we're going to put let me put this like this so you don't get near it. We're going to put the lye into the oil. And the oil, it'll melt your oils. Oh, see how hot that is?
Oh my gosh. Yep, you can see the steam coming off of it now that I move the camera.
Now you can melt your oils first, but you might as well use the
Okay, when we put the lye and water into the lard, it was solid lard. It's pretty cold here tonight, and we actually had to stick the lard in the microwave for a couple seconds to even get it out of the container, so you can see how fast this is melting.
Okay, you want it to cool to 100 degrees before you add your fragrance. So once it gets to 100 degrees, we're going to split this into the 2 crocks, turn them on low, and then we'll start adding the fragrance and the color.
And plantain.
And the plantain.
So I'm going to be sending Bear home with some plantain soap.
Yes, ma'am. I'm excited about that.
And what I'm planning on using the plantain soap for is if people get poison ivy or poison oak or any other kind of itchies that
you can make small bars, right?
Yep.
Medicinal bars.
I'm going to make tiny bars because that's all it's going to be used for. It's going to be medicinal strictly only. And I'm going to be really stingy with them. Okay, is this cooking too much?
I'm recording.
Oh, okay. So how I know my plantain soap is done is it looks just like my swimming pool 3 times this summer. And I'll be showing you a video on how I stabbed it with the buck knife. So that's plantain. And over here we've got the what is it, gardenia. Oh, wait. It smells kind of like my pool too. Seriously, the plantain. It smells kind of nasty. But the gardenia is very different. This is still very liquidy in the center, and over here it hasn't done the volcano thing where, what do you call that? Where it all bubbles up and comes to the center and it all looks like a really nasty swimming pool. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this cool down enough to be able to handle it and pour it into the molds. And tomorrow morning we're going to cut it. And then we're going to show you what it looks like when it's all bar-shaped. Okay, so Bear's gone and I'm very, very, very sad. And I have to finish this video alone. But what we ended up with was 3 Velveeta cheese boxes full of the gardenia soap, And oh my gosh, it smells so good, and it turned out beautifully. The Plantain Soap is but ugly, but it works really good. Haven't had to use it on, you know, poison ivy or anything yet, but as you can see, it turned out, kind of looks like dried Play-Doh, and so when I cut it up, it just kind of crumbled, and I got some bars of it. But what I'm thinking, and Bear thought the same thing, is if you have poison ivy, you're just going to want to sliver off a little tiny chunk of this, use it on the poison ivy, and then discard that piece of soap, because you don't want to recontaminate yourself the next day or the next time you use the soap. So I'm thinking this isn't such a bad thing. It's ugly as sin, but we ended up with one 9x13 cake pan full of this, and then another 9x9. So I am tickled pink. I'm really excited about this. And so when we went to pick the plantain, we ended up with, well, I already gave a bunch of these away, but it was about a half a gallon full of seeds. So I'm really excited about that too. And hopefully I'll be going up north in the next week or two and pick some touch-me-nots and more plantain and just have a plethora of it in my storage. Thanks for watching. Pet Prepper and Bear Prepper.